Should be 3 more out here if my indoor count was correct. Yep, why don't y'all go on in there and eat? Let's see if we can get the bull out of here. I say the bull. There's a bunch of bulls in here. But he is the bull. Okay, so yes, good morning. We are going to process these 18 calves, mostly bulls, for a few more minutes, that we bought 1 week ago today. While they're finishing up eating, we're gonna go get everything set up, get our vaccines, and all ready to go, and try to get this knocked out early before it even gets bright. Of course, we're going to vaccinate our black leg using the Covection 8 like always. Our respiratory will be the Bovolus Nasal Gen 3 PMH. Of course, intranasal with that one, as the name suggests. All right, vaccines are ready to go. Got dewormer ready to go. Ralgro, ID tag, Therapies. Vaccinate them 2 vaccines we already mentioned. Therapies, maternal bovine appeasing substance to keep them calm. Ear tag them, implant them, deworm, castrate them. Then we'll be ready to start the day. Starting extra early, I will go ahead and tell you, I have a doctor's appointment at 8. I was like, I don't want to. If I wait and do it after my doctor's appointment, that means really not going to get started. I mean, get home maybe by 9:30, get all my stuff together. It's 10 o'clock before we're started. Then, it's 11:30 by the time we get done. Day's half over. It's like, hey, we got lights. I can start as early or whenever I want to. We can get done. It's a little after 5 now. We can get done in time to catch a shower, then go into town, get the doctor's visit over with. But yeah, the double whammy there is, of course, I couldn't eat this morning. I'm supposed to eat, I guess, before you go to get your yearly blood work done. Can't even have my coffee, so waking up extra early and can't even have my coffee. It's a rough world we live in. All right, boys, y'all are going to the doctor before I do even. All right. Let's go on in that next pen. Come on, that'll be y'all's consolation for after you've just been cut. Let's go. There we go. There we go. Go on, yellow calf. All right, 18 of y'all, so we'll go ahead and put 9 of y'all in that sweep tub. That'd be really nice. There's 3. There's 2, 4, 6. 3 more of you. 3 more of you. Go on in there. There we go. There we go. There we go. Look at there. We got a leader up front. Y'all follow him. Man, I might should have watered down the facilities here. It is a little dusty, which now the foot traffic should be cut down on. Maybe it won't be quite so bad. Oh yeah, nice bull calf. Oh yeah. Both vaccines done. All right. Implant done. Ear tag done. Primed up there, hold on. Therapy's done. Some very observant person asked last time, why weren't we putting fly spray on them? Well, I responded that it wasn't a good reason, which, I mean, I guess it was a good reason. It wasn't a good excuse. We didn't have any, but we got more fly spray. So these boys should have less issue with pest. Oh no, it bent my hook. Oh yeah, to make things even better, that, I'm out here at, before 5 o'clock in the morning, can't drink any coffee. Weather is at least relatively mild as far as temperatures. Sadie got sprayed by a skunk this morning. I mean, maybe the most direct hit I've ever smelled on a dog. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. There we go. Yeah, pulled up to the barn, had all my stuff packed up, feed the horses before I get started doing this. Skunk smell is just so pungent. Like, at first it's like, oh, there's a skunk, and then I was like, well, crap, the dogs are down here. Probably one of them got sprayed. Like, it just got worse and worse. And I tried to even smell her, and I was like, well, I can't tell if it's on her. It's just everything smells like skunk. But she's been rolling and rubbing her face in the dirt and everything. Like, yeah, pretty telltale signs that it was her that got hit. Step on up there, big man. Come on. Come on. Thank you, buddy. We'll check. I think there's only a couple of steers in this group, if really any at all. I know at least one that I bought last week was marketed as double vaccinated, and the steer, the rest, pretty sure we're all natural. Step up. Bull. All right. So, there we go. Oh, also, somebody asked about our knife. This is actually a Montana knife company, Stockyard, I believe they call that model. Made in USA. Really nice company, really good products. Also have a bull cutter from Pine Ridge Knife Company. Another great knife, another one made in USA, but that's the one I've been using here lately. I wish there was a way, because as you might have noticed, when you put that hook on there, their immediate reaction is to want to kick. Well, I'm the second one that's done that today. Of course, we get a lot of questions about our hook. How do we make that? Well, it was homemade. And that rod is just, it's just small enough that it's kind of malleable. You can bend it, adjust it, but they can also bend it. There we go. And then he wants to do that. Are you kidding me? That's why we had to get started early. Hell, I'll cut you laying down then. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Going out. Step on up there. Step on up there. Oh, no, you don't. Go on up there. Go on up there, son. Go on, step on up there. Alright, let's check him, because so far there's only been one steer, which I only remember there being one actually marketed as a steer. That one's definitely a bull. And we ran into problem. Like I always brag about my hook. I was talking about how it was a little bit malleable. Very sad. So we've done about the last 7 or 8 without a hook, and yeah, it's not near as easy. A little bit trickier without the leg hook. My approach is I want to come here in front of that back leg, or they're not going to be able to kick me. That would have hurt. Alright, there's one down. Number 2 down. Okay, so we did manage to get them all castrated, even with that little complication. So like I mentioned several times, we get more questions about that. We did a little video on kind of the dimensions of that one, because it's not an item that I know of that anybody manufactures, not, to sell. Now I'm gonna have to take my own advice and figure out how to make one. First thing I need to find some of that rod that I can shape, and I'm not super like engineering minded. I mean, it's not like we're building some precise piece of equipment. But all right, buddy, you were the one we were looking for, the last one. We hadn't had a mishap like last time where one decided to come out and come this way, run over our stuff and get loose. But go on, bud. Okay, so we are done. Oh, it took about 1 hour and 15 minutes from when we ran the first one in there. 18 head. Ran into that little complication with the leg hook. That didn't really slow us down too much. Whoa, son. I'm just trying to open the gate so y'all can go out there and get you some hay. Y'all could probably tell in time lapse, they were back over here. They hadn't totally cleaned the feed up, but yeah, all but one of them was castrated this morning. They were all back over there eating. Okay, yep, it's 6:30. I'm gonna be at the doctor in an hour and a half. Probably ought to take a shower before I go, so yeah, I'll see y'all again here in just a little while. All right, got all checked up with the doc this morning. Just a routine checkup, nothing for you guys to be concerned about. Got my yearly blood work when I'm done. Come by and check on this group. Get them in there, get them fed, get a count. There's 37 head down here. We've got 2 or 3 that they're loners. They're staying off by themselves. They're not coming up here and eating consistently. Went ahead and shut the gate. I'm bad about it. Normally I leave that open if I'm just running down here to feed them real quick. Because anticipating we may have to do a little riding around searching, be sure we lay eyes on those others and be sure everything's good with them. So 35, so we're missing 2. I did check numbers. It's number 8 and number 10 that are not cooperating. They are good on water and mineral though, but we're gonna ride around and see if we can find those other 2. Make sure they're alive and hadn't escaped. Well, no luck finding those 2 so far, but of course it has started to get a little warmer. If they're in the timber, somewhere in the shade, it could be like finding a needle in a haystack. And then of course they could be, with cross fences the way they are, they could be in an adjacent pasture. Well, looks like we had another big oak fall. That's fantastic. Might get the Jeep and ride around over there. Yeah, lovely. Always something when it comes to fences. But yeah, they could be in like the next pasture over that I haven't been in lately, especially with it being 2 of them. They're content just hanging out with each other. They may not have any desire to even get back in here with the other calves. And our drone is currently out of commission. Filled out, there's nothing major, just a couple little things need to be fixed on it. Probably beyond what I can really fix. And yeah, apparently the repair shop, DJI, is really backed up because they said, yeah, don't ship it in. They'll send me a shipping label when they're able to actually get to it. So yeah, otherwise I'd just bring the drone down here early one morning when you know they're going to be out grazing and find them real quick. But yeah, not possible, at least for the immediate future. Oh, Nelly, come on. Hey, it's a good time to tell you guys, aggearstore.com, stockyard. Hey, perfect working out here on the farm, but nice enough. Got cleaned up, put it on, threw into town to go see my doctor this morning. I think I'm gonna take the wife out for a little lunch date just because don't have anything just super pressing other than I'd like to find 2 missing calves. Come on, Neely. But yeah, try not to get too nasty before lunch, which it's about 10 o'clock. Do have a few things we need to do. Yeah, discount code Hurricane. Take 15% off whatever you buy from them. Again, Stockyard being my recommendation. Yep, nice big oak. And this is not a cross fence. This is a line fence. Oh man, of course in typical fashion, it got it in 2 or 3 pretty good spots. Oh yeah. How many calves coming or going? I mean, they could definitely get out there if they really wanted to, but no. Okay, at least this limb there didn't really get on the wires. Oh, good grief. This one ain't gonna be as big of a deal, but this a lot more feasible for them to get out over here though. Yeah, they could absolutely just walk out. So, Well, looks like our afternoon just got full. Oh my goodness. Always something. Yeah, definitely need to get this spot fixed because I can't just walk right out. Right there, it doesn't look like, I mean, a couple of calves had walked out, like, yeah, it would be hard to see a lot of evidence. Now, I haven't got any phone calls, not yet, that anybody's seen a couple of stray calves wandering around this part of the county. Of course, I'm always behind on getting things done, you know, specifically this time of year, a lot of times hay, which has gotten so dry, a lot of the hay is just not ready. We do have one farm that we cut once this year that I looked at on Sunday or Monday, I don't remember, and it probably should go ahead and be cut just whenever. Not in a huge rush because this will probably be the last cutting we get off of it, again, especially if it doesn't rain. But yeah, I mean, just look at, this pasture. I mean, there's still plenty in here from the graze, but it looks about half dead. So yeah, I guess my point is, I was kicking around the idea of maybe cutting some hay this afternoon. Looks like, but I was leaning towards not. Now definitely we'll work on that fence. There's actually, and it is clouding up a little bit. They threw up a 50% chance of rain all of a sudden for today. Now I'm sure if we do get it, it won't be much, and I'm not convinced we're gonna get it. And a little chance of rain. That's another spot where something is falling. Good grief, I need to check fences more often. Little chance of rain for the end of this week, but in typical fashion, it was like a 60% chance a day ago. Now it's like a 40% chance. So probably a situation where it ain't gonna actually rain. Oh yeah. Trees falling on fences. I mean, that'd be another one where it's just be one quick cut with the chainsaw and pull some wires back together, but good grief. Yeah, I may need to cancel that lunch date because I may be fencing the entire rest of the day, but no, I know better than to do that. I already told her we'd go eat lunch. Checking on the cows, and yes, we started feeding hay in August. We actually put out these 2 old rolls of hay that were not real good quality, probably even when we baled them, then they were old. They didn't really touch them, so on, I guess it was Sunday, so the last day of August, we put out 2 new rolls. I ate one of them up. They're still working on that one, so they're not just absolutely demolishing it. You know, normally this many cows would go through probably a couple of rolls a day, and they're going through about maybe a quarter of that. But they have also decided, since I took those 2 old rolls out of the hay feeders, well, this crew is actually eating on those. So yeah, bad situation in terms of our drought. You know, we've actually put up right at the same number of rolls of hay that we did all of last year, with conceivably one more full cutting left to go. The last farm we cut of Mr. Tim's, that one probably won't get another cutting, but you know, under normal circumstances, we should have at least another 200 rolls, you would think, to put up. And we're probably gonna need it. But that said, we're not gonna have another 200 rolls if it doesn't rain. It's still trying to cloud up, but I'll be shocked if we get any rain, and even if we do, I bet it's not enough to really matter. So, all right, we'll ride around, see. Oh, we have had a new calf since last video. We'll show you it. So yep, there's the newest baby right there. She was born last Thursday, so a week ago tomorrow. The cows that we bought out of Missouri back in the spring were all kind of marketed as going to calve starting September 1. Of course, one of them had a calf in July. One of them had a calf like in mid-August. That was one she lost, which that calf, you know, was premature. I think that was probably the biggest factor with it. So, and then we bought 13. One was already a pair, and then 3 have calved. So there's 9 more of them to go. So having to keep a little closer watch on these ladies, but looks like everybody's pretty content. Nobody Looks like they're about to cave any moment, but yeah, they're off up to the north. It does look a little bit rainy, but I don't even want to entertain myself with the thought that it could. Let's see though with the radar, because I just can't help myself. It says 58% chance, and it is raining. It's a very small cell, but just north of us, most of it's just across the county line in Lauderdale County. Yeah, they're getting a little decent shower there, very localized. I doubt it is moving this way though. It just kind of pops up out of nowhere, kind of more of a typical summertime shower, but yeah, the way it's tracking, we're not going to get a drop. All right, that figures. Okay, it's about 11. Yep, just a little after. I'm going to go on this lunch date, I believe, with my bride and start working on some fences. All right, not much to that spot at all. Just had to get the tree off of it. Wires were just stretched. They're not incredibly tight, but they can't walk out. I'm pressed on time. We're gonna move on to those other spots. I had 3 broken wires there, but not too terrible. That was the 2 worst spots they could get out. The next spot, they're gonna be the worst spot to fix. I don't know. I don't even know what time it is. Stop me if you've heard this before, but it ain't pretty, but I believe it'll hold cattle. Whew. Yeah, the temperatures have been nicer lately. I think today was the hottest day of the week. And obviously I waited until the hottest part of the day to come back here. Part of that by necessity, because I had other obligations for the day, but oh my goodness. Hadn't really looked hard, but still haven't seen those other 2 calves. That's annoying. That may be our goal for this weekend. May have to bring the horses down here, just like we did for, well, when we brought our home-raised wean calves down here and needed to find them. Yeah, I got warm. Ag Gear Farm Pro helps keep you cool, but only stay so cool when it's 90 degrees and you're patching fences. Oh, found a hole. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where those calves are. I'm pretty confident they're still going to be on this property. Again, just because we haven't got any calls. Very good possibility they're in that next pasture. Plan is we'll bring those calves we worked this morning down here probably a week from today. We will then probably hold them in this pasture as they kind of get used to these other calves and their new settings for a week. So probably about 2 weeks from moving all the calves into the next pasture. And I don't want to go that long before we explore the possibility those calves have moved over there. But anyway, we'll figure that out. You'll have to tune back in for the next one. Yeah, apologies that this was our only video this week. You know, we've been doing really good about every Tuesday and every Friday, but Labor Day weekend, we hung out, had some friends in town. We watched a lot of football, well, really all 3 days, but especially Saturday. Vols took care of business, did what they were expected to do, nothing special. Did a little squirrel hunting on Sunday, did a little dove hunting on Monday. So yeah, we just did basic chores, didn't film any of it, sorry. Well, you can expect us to get back to the 2 a week for the foreseeable future. But it is now, well, it's about 3:40. I gotta run back into town, one more errand, and it's time to pick up kids. Then, yeah, we're at a ball field again tonight for baseball practice. Tomorrow night we'll be at a football game for Kimber cheering. Friday night is our first home football game for the high school, so we'll be at that. Saturday and Sunday, I will be at a ball tournament for Willis. So I guess Monday will be the next day I'm not at a ball field of some kind, but hey, it's the dad life. Whew, appreciate y'all watching. We may still try to get some hay cut this weekend after we get home from the tournament. yeah, depending on how that shakes out on Saturday and Sunday. Y'all just have to tune back in. Appreciate it. We're eating T-bones tonight. Y'all do the same. Eat beef, and God bless.